Hey, what to do, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. So this video is going to be part 2 of working on the fire truck, basically diving into all the air lines that are on all the water sprayers. You guys can see that each water sprayer has like an air powered valve. Some of the lines are good, and some of them, like on this guy back here, are not good. So we're going to be replacing all these. I got to figure out the air tower inside because there's no air going to that. And then we're going to be working on the other water. My goal by the end of this video to have this truck spraying water and the other truck spraying water. So hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's go and jump on into it and let's go.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
All right, so the first thing that we're gonna be working on is the tower right here, the one that has all the controls for all the different sprayers. There's no air coming to this, so I'm gonna go ahead and pressurize the tank. We got our hose hooked up to it. As soon as I open up this valve, you'll hear air start rushing in, and then the compressor just kicked on, so I'm gonna let this like get full. I can already hear one more leak underneath it. So we're gonna start tracking down all the small little air leaks, and then hopefully we can figure out why this thing's not getting air. And also the PTO controller is, you guys can tell that this foam pad's been in here for a while. These usually don't break quite like that, but a little on the brittle side. So anyhow, the PTO right here, this is what actually turns the water pump on. This doesn't get any air. Oh, I do hear some air, so that's a good sign. Huh, let's see, does this guy work too? So I think this is gonna end up being a lot easier than I initially thought it was gonna be. You guys can see this air hose right here flipping around. It's got air coming out of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back up to the tower, try and figure out which one that is, isolate it, then we gotta replace that line. All right, we can tell that somebody's tried to take this out a couple times because these are supposed to be a 9/16, and it's pretty well rounded. So I gotta go get some vice grips or something that can really grab onto this and pull it out. Mike over here getting crafty. Is he gonna get it?
Yeah, what?
I got it.
Yay.
But
Can he get it out? That's the real question.
Here, let me see it.
I got my finger on it.
What are you trying to get?
A metal pipe out of there.
Hey.
Ew.
$1 million man right here. I'd have given up a long time ago.
Duct tape and zip ties and string line and
Nice.
a broomstick handle.
All right, well, back at it again today. We are going to be working on the water sprayers on the old Ford water truck. You guys can see that we have some extremely brittle lines, so most of these are getting replaced. You guys can see that I have the top cap off. There's like a little rubber manifold or a rubber seal that's kind of spring loaded in here. You guys can see that I have the whole plate taken off. Normally it looks kind of like this. So this is gonna be the part where I pretend to be like, oh no, what happened? So inside this manifold, you guys listen, can you hear that? We're gonna go ahead and take this cover off, and here's the spring that used to be in here. It's in many pieces now. There's a bunch of junk in there. Not really supposed to look like this. Oh no, my water sprayers are no good. So after I get this one all cleaned up and redone, I'm gonna go take all the other ones off, inspect them, see what they look like. But I'm guessing that every single sprayer is gonna need new springs on the inside. So let's go ahead and get this guy done. All right, let's go ahead and get this bad boy opened up. Let's check out these dies and taps. Ooh, very nice. This is the one we're looking for. All right, so you guys can see that there's a lot of residue in there from the last brass fitting that was in there. We're gonna try very carefully to chip this away. I think this is gonna be the best one to go at it with, because as of right now, this does not fit in there. Where'd my hammer go? So I'm gonna go ahead and do something that I don't think I've ever done in the videos. I bought this thing like forever ago, thinking that I'd use it all the time, and I never have because I really don't like not wearing my hat. But We're gonna go ahead and go outside the comfort zone a little bit so I can show you guys one thing real quick. You can kind of already see it, but it'll be better if I can use both my hands. All right, let's see how this goes. All right, so you guys can see that brass piece in there. When you guys are trying to like redo one of these, you wanna basically just drill out like as close as you can to the edges. And then for me, I'll always start like threading it with this again, and it'll typically tend to break that loose. And then once it does break loose, you can go ahead and like fold it over on itself. And then you can typically get it out without like super boogering up the threads. All right, and it is out. So now we'll just take this guy right here. We'll go ahead and feed it through there again. Basically clean all the threads out so that the new fitting can go in without any hesitation. Go nice and smooth, get a good seal. And there it is. You can see we got the old fitting completely out. Nice, beautiful new threads. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the new fitting and put it in there. So I would put it back on, but I'm gonna have to take another trip into town and get more springs. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off every stinking one of these things. We got one here. There's another one on the back corner over there. We have this rear cylinder back here, which is basically for just dumping a ton of water. You guys can see that we got a 6-inch one right here. But as far as these guys go, I think there's only 5 total on the truck. All right, here goes the second sprayer. Let's see what she looks like. So not gonna lie, I was a little bit bummed out because I really wanted to put some water in that thing and test it today. And after I opened up that one sprayer and saw that had a bad spring in it, I almost shifted gears to start working on this guy because this one is super close to being able to spray water. But after I opened up the other 4 and saw that all the springs were still good, I remembered that this guy has one of these same style sprayers. So basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna open this guy up, see if the spring is still good, and if it is, we're gonna temporarily rob it, or I'll just go buy a new one to stick in here. But gonna take this one, we're gonna stick it on the rear sprayer on that. I'm gonna try and find some hose that'll work for the sight hoses to be able to seal that tank up. Then we're gonna go fill it up with water and gonna see if that thing sprays. But first, let's cross our fingers that we got a good spring underneath this cap right here. All right, we got one. There's 2. And I don't see the impact getting on that one. So I think we're gonna have to use a socket wrench for those guys. And of course, just as I was getting to the exciting part, my GoPro died. But I did get all the bolts out. I have not looked inside, so this is gonna be the exciting part. Let's go ahead and get this thing opened up and see if there's actually a spring still in there. All right. Whew. Well, there was a lot of tension on that, so I'm guessing the spring is still good. Oh yeah. Think you can do it? All right, let's see. Yep, that's right. Yep.
Oh, that's heavy.
Oh, which way does that top piece go?
I don't really get how you said it.
Okay. All right. See this piece right here?
Mm-hmm.
Needs to be facing that way.
Ah, now I get it.
All right, okay, I'll hold it. Then I need you to grab those 4 bolts over there. We're gonna have to put them in, okay?
Can I try?
Sure. All right.
Oh, that's hot.
It is a little warm.
A little.
Nope, don't do it on the plastic part. Yep, just right there. So I was just gonna try and do like a quick fix on these. I was gonna cut it down here, put another connector on it, and then run a new piece of hose up here. Because this hose is probably okay, hasn't really been weathered too much, but I have so much of this stuff that it's not gonna take too long to go ahead and run all new hoses to all the sprayers. So if you guys watched the live video where we were talking about the old Suburban having issues, well, it does still have lots of issues, but I figured out what's wrong with it, and the correct part is on the way now. So that thing should be up and running here shortly, but we do have a completely different set of plans for that thing now because we picked up something super exciting yesterday. And last night we picked up Mrs. Get Muddy some new wheels. We got her a Yukon, it's the SLT. I'll go ahead and show you guys inside this thing real quick. So it's got the heated air conditioned seats. It's got all the fancy bells and whistles. It's got adjustable pedals, 4-wheel drive, moon roof. It's got the TV for the kids, Bose sound system, pretty much every feature that you can get on one of these things. It's got the 2 captain chairs up front. It is not the bench. I think both of these seats are heated as well. It's got the 20-inch wheels. It's got the cargo rack thing up top. So the 200,000 subscriber offer still does stand for the time being, but if we get this car fixed, it's gonna ship off to Texas, and that's where we're gonna keep it so we can have a car up there when we go visit. All right, so great news. The system is completely aired up right now. When I say completely aired up, I mean it's kicking at like 120 PSI, and I only hear one tiny, tiny leak, and it's somewhere underneath there. I'm not super worried about it right now. I'll probably get it into the shop at some point, figure out where it is, but for today's purposes, I think we're ready to test this thing. I got the sight tubes filled up. I got most of the hoses replaced. I didn't do the ones on the front. They seem to be okay. The last thing I need to do, I'm gonna crawl underneath there. I have to adjust the brakes just a little bit because we still have 0 parking brakes. So after I get that done, we're gonna go up to the front of the property. We're gonna throw some water in this. We're gonna try and turn the PTO on. We're gonna try and turn some sprayers on, and we're gonna see what happens. But as soon as I get these adjusted, we'll take it up to the front of the property. Mike rolling in true Peterbilt fashion.
Low rider.
Head at the same level as the bottom of the window. Let's roll. All right, so as you guys can tell, we already got a huge improvement. The truck is parked on an incline and the parking brakes work. So with that said, we're gonna hook up a hose to the back of it right now. We're gonna see how bad she leaks, because I know she's going to, but we're gonna see if the sprayers actually work. Super excited right now. I can't do it one-handed.
Open a tooth.
Can you help me? I'm being special right now. So special.
Just now.
All the time. All right, let's roll. Burp, pretty burp.
You got a leak, sir.
Oh, that's nothing to see. That's just a new O-ring right there. Got a minor leak out of the bottom already. Very bottom point.
So there's a tube inside this tube that drops down.
I guess I don't know how that one works. I'm not water truck illiterate yet. I guess.
Well, it's got air to it.
We'll just leave it be for now because it's holding water.
It'll get stuck open.
Yeah, you guys can see that we are starting to get a little bit of water in the tank, so that's a good sign. I guess in theory we could see if they work. Should I give it a go?
Got enough?
I mean, it sucked that down pretty fast, but...
Try.
All right.
Try the back one.
Okay.
This one right here.
Yeah. Might want to move. I'm gonna try this one so I can see it, because I'm gonna be excited about
Well, I don't.
it all sucks it down from the center point, so it doesn't, the pump, once it's in the pump, it doesn't matter what spray. Oh, that's a good sign. Can you poke your head under there?
Some stuff fell off.
Can you tell me if you see it start spinning? Test number 1. No dice. That shaft was for sure spinning.
Yeah.
Maybe it needs more water.
Do you have to hand prime it?
What?
Do you have to prime it?
I wonder if there's a valve that's closed.
See, it's spinning. Oh, now it's.
Oh, I turned it off. Alright, watch out. Yeah, we're gonna leave that one. Well, I can see water.
Where?
It's dripping right here.
Okay.
It might be because it's parked. It might not have water yet.
Shouldn't matter.
I wonder if we could fire up the big girl.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna go fire up the I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some serious water.
And this is where you time lapse, walking fast across the field.
Ready?
Yeah. You got water in the front. Hey, that came out the front.
What?
It looks like diarrhea.
They're all. Had them all the wrong way.
You should do one at a time. They're pretty nasty.
Yep.
Woo!
Oh, baby. Dang, son. Dang.
Try that.
All right, let's clean all these bad boys.
Hey!
Let's try the tailgate dump in the rear. Nothing? We'll leave that one.
What happened? Why don't you stand on top of the tongue? I think it's time for a new rubber piece on there to seal it up.
I think it's fine. Gonna try and do this without getting soaked. Still,
Turn the shovel around. There you go.
it's still gonna do it.
Oh.
Good enough. So picture quality is about to go way down. The sun's just about to go down. But I thought, you know what, might as well see if the headlights work. And they do. So I just got one last thing that I want to do real quick so I don't waste all the water in the tank. We're gonna go up to the front of the property and spray a bunch of the trees, and then after that we'll go ahead and park the truck at the shop. And she's pretty much good to go. She's still got some small tweaks that I want to make to her, but for the most part, if a fire to come ripping through here, we could fill this thing up and we could lay down some water. Next. Oh, missed it by a little bit. All right, well, she is out of water, so back down to the shop we go. So I'm super excited with the progress that we made on the water truck today. Came a long, long way. This thing is just an absolute beast. I know she's not much of a looker, but she can push some water. She might get a little bit of a facelift one day, but she's just out here at the ranch for fire protection. And honestly, she doesn't need to look much better than that. One thing I would like to do, Alcoas, get some like big super singles in the back, because these actually have like a different offset. If you come look at the wheels and tires right here, you guys can see that this one sticks out quite a bit farther than that back one. So I would like to get matching wheels and tires. These tires are on their way out. They've definitely seen better days, but they hold water for now, and fire season, like I said, is on its way. It's probably gonna be here in about a month or two, so it's gonna be super nice to have here at the ranch. And I did find a couple things wrong with this that you guys are not gonna see in the video today. There is like a one-way check valve or a pressure regulator. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I gotta get the part number and go down to Wetmore's and see if they have one. Basically, we tried using everything. The control tower worked at first, and then it quit working. So I narrowed it down to some sort of valve that comes off the tank, and it wasn't letting air go up to the control tower. So once we figured that out, I plumbed it directly into the tank, and it does work, but I'm sure that thing served a purpose. So I probably should put it back with one that works. So there's that. And then I would like to get some new hoses for it, clean up some of the rust spots so they don't get any worse. But overall, this thing is just super, super cool. I'm so happy right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this cruise this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you could give me a huge solid like, subscribe, share this with amigos, hit that notification button down below so you guys can continue to see whatever else we got going on. But honestly, I'm probably gonna spend a couple days cleaning up my shop because it is a wreck. But thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.